Hi everyone, Nikki here. So I know there was a question regarding diffusers, what to look for, when to diffuse, when not to diffuse, things like that. So I thought I'd just kind of make a little video, a lot easier to explain it. So this here is doTERRA's Petal Diffuser. It's nice, it's made out of plastic. I just dumped it, so it's a little wet still. So you would fill it up to, see this little red thing there, it's a little stick inside. So you'd fill it up to there with water, and then honestly, I add anywhere, usually about 2 drops of oils, maybe if I want a few different scents going on, maybe 2 drops of different oils in it. This diffuser is often in the kids' rooms, so I'll put it on just before going to bed for them. And what I like about this one, I have gotten 3 diffusers that were not doTERRA's. No, sorry, I have 4 diffusers that were not doTERRA's and 2 petal diffusers. And petal diffusers is by far my favorite. Not just being biased because of doTERRA, but honestly, they were my favorite. I even bought a very, very expensive one that was really recommended by several aromatherapists and several people who said that they absolutely loved it because of the timer on it. It had interval timings where it would diffuse for, I believe it was 10 minutes and off for 20 minutes, or it would diffuse for 20 minutes and off for 10 minutes. I don't remember which way. But there was no turn off time. So it would just do that all night long. Or it could be on all the time either, which I don't like. I like having an actual off timer more than the intervals. So the aspect with diffusers is that just like when you take any kind of supplements, vitamins, minerals, it's kind of easier to compare it to that. When your body can only take so much, you kind of pee the rest of it out, which is why sometimes you have bright yellow pee. Essential oils are the same. Your body can only absorb in the therapeutic benefits for so long before you kind of reach that limit, and then your olfactory also kind of gets used to it. Now, just because you can't smell it doesn't mean you aren't getting the therapeutic benefits of it, but it does have an effect on just, sometimes you're like, oh, maybe I didn't put enough in, so you put more on, or you wear more topically, and a little goes a long way, so you don't want to get to that point either. So what I like about the petal one is, if you can see, it has the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and the 4 hour timer. So you could put it on the mist, and then it also does have a light that you can turn the light off as well if you wanted to turn it off. So again, because you should really only diffuse, if you're looking for the therapeutic benefits of it, for 30 to 60 minutes is the amount of time that your body can absorb the oils for. After that, it's recommended that you take a 30 to 60 minute break, and then you can do it in those type of intervals. Now, if you have it just going off in your kitchen and living room, and you're not in that room all the time and you're just kind of walking through occasionally, that's okay too, because you're not sitting in it and you're not absorbing it for that 60 minutes straight. So that would be another good time where, if you just want to keep it on for the 4 hours, this way it's deodorizing and neutralizing the air and you're still getting the benefits. Now, what I really like to use the diffuser for is when I want the whole family to get the benefits of it. When there's little germs kicking around, I really like to purify the air with it before bed to help everyone with sleep. I usually like to put in either a Sandman blend, which is cedarwood, sandalwood, and vetiver, or a heavy eyelid blend, which is wild orange. I don't have my recipes in front of me, but there's a few different ones that I like. Serenity is a really good blend. Too, that's good for calming before a bed. And any kind of uplifting, if you're kind of just feeling blah, you need energy, your kids are driving you crazy, something like that. I usually like to diffuse something that helps me ground and something to kind of help give me that pick-me-up that I need. That's usually, and then again, like I said, if you just cooked a nasty meal and it's smelly, this is a great way to neutralize any odors throughout the house. Instead of buying all those plugins, that type of stuff, you can either make a room spray and spritz the room, or you can just put a couple drops in the diffuser, which is what's really nice. There's a lot of benefits for using it that way. I like to have one. I've got one in my office at work that I usually use when it's kind of just me around. And that kind of just gives me that focus that I need to kind of get down to my work on my office days. Now, versus when I would apply topically. So I have a lot of different ways that I apply topically. An easy way is just in a roller ball. This is a roller ball, and I'll be showing a video on how to make these. But this is just one for bug bites that I have here that I've made. So this is lavender and tea tree. Now this is a very high percentage one, at 50% essential oil, 50% fractionated coconut oil, only because it is just for bug bites. Otherwise, I would never recommend over a 3% dilution typically for adults, and depending on the age of the kid, either a 0.25 or a 0.5 or a 0.1 for children. But so these are roller balls. These are really easy to kind of just zip down a kid's spine. If you have tummy issues, you can roll them onto your tummy. If you have any kind of head tension, just put it behind your neck. Any of that type of stuff. Super, super easy to use, which is why it's nice. If you want to make your own perfumes, you know, why buy the expensive, nasty filled chemical ones when you can make your own with the different oils, and this way you know it's all natural, and you could just put kind of a dab wherever you usually do. If there's places that you can use perfumes, this is a great alternative to carrying some around. And then there's also, you can make salves. This is a lotion stick that I've made quite a while ago to help with lotions. This is a really hard lotion bar recipe, and then you can just make different salves. I've got, you know, baby balm creams. I've got, this is an anti-itch one. So it's just made with, there's usually a base of coconut oil and beeswax, and then depending on what the recipe is for, so if it's for dry, scaly skin, if it's for babies, if it's for anti-itch, congestion, then I kind of, sometimes I'll add in cocoa butter, sometimes I'll add in shea butter, sometimes I'll add in jojoba oil, olive oil. It really all depends on what it is that I'm making, and then the oils to that, and that just comes in a salve, which you can apply topically. So when you're applying topically, you really want to apply it to the affected area. So if you're using something for pain management and it's your knees, you're not going to put it at the bottom of your feet, right? You're going to put it on your knees because that's where the pain is. So that's the big difference between topical and aromatic, because I find topical is usually a lot more when it's an actual physical thing. So congestion, you can use the aromatics. Actually for congestion, what I like to do is have a warm bowl of water and add a couple drops of eucalyptus and kind of breathe in the steam of that, and it kind of helps. Tea tree also kind of helps with the bacteria and clearing the airways and that type of stuff. But you know, having putting a rub on your chest to help with congestion, cough, that type of stuff is always a good way to use things topically. And then you can put, with cold and flu season, you can put in a couple drops of Breathe in, or Easy Air, in the diffuser. So you would have both the topical anti-congestion, anti-cough blend that you could put on you, and then had that extra benefit of the diffuser going at the same time. So you would have almost like a double one, because it would have slightly different essential oils in it also, which would be good. So that's kind of, oh, and to show you, the most important thing also is, and it sounds like a silly thing, but what I really like about the doTERRA diffuser is it has, the plug is at the back. A lot of the plugs are actually underneath. So, and again, it sounds silly, but when you're there and it's plugged in, and you need to clean it, you need to move it rooms, you need to do some fill it, anything like that. You know, the annoying factor of going to get a glass, filling the glass up and bringing it. Okay, it's not that bad, but it is when you do need to clean it, and they should be cleaned a lot more often than I clean mine. I think they say about once a week, something like that. I clean mine maybe once a month, and they're well loved. So, and I do notice a difference though when they're clean versus when they're not. I can smell the oils a lot more, and it is working a lot more efficiently when it is well cleaned. So always clean your diffusers. But it's just really annoying when, especially if you do have water in it too, and you're trying to move it places, and the cord's underneath, and it's getting tangled, and it's not sitting properly. Again, it sounds like something silly and small, but to me, it does make a huge difference. I'll take, if there are two diffusers that are similar, and one has a plug in the back, compared to one underneath, I will take the plug in the back any day of the week. And again, but my number one advice, look for one with a timer. The timer is honestly, why are you wasting your oils letting it run for 8 hours a day? You're not taking in the therapeutic benefits of the oils at that point for that long. So it's just kind of a waste. And then you also get used to the smell, and then you think it's not working properly or things like that. You don't want your olfactory to get overstimulated either. So I hope that kind of helps. I hope that explains questions. Feel free to ask any other questions. And tonight I'll be going through all of the do-it-yourself recipes, all of the health goals that you guys had that you answered for the first contest, and I'll be posting all that type of stuff tonight as the night goes on. It'll be a lot more closer to 8 o'clock that I'll be starting to post those things after my kids are in bed. Just makes it a little easier with family time and all that type of stuff. So I hope everyone enjoys the class so far, and I will talk to you later. Bye!